Your beliefs are your beliefs, girlfriend. I ain't trying to rebuttal
Yeah.
nothing. But like you
Mm-hmm.
said, men in church are still men. And I think sometimes
Mm-hmm.
women, you know, don't ever forget he might be a man of God, but he's still a man too. And then you
Mm-hmm.
mentioned it too. Some of the men, not all, because I hate to say this, because it's not true for all,
Right.
but it is true for some. The men that are going to be patient with you from church might be gay.
Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so that you know when the next videos are posted. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Here is another example of how Christianity gives a home to people that are very socially awkward. Here, this lady, very socially awkward, has not had sex in 30 years in a small church, which of course means there's no vibrant ministry for singles there. So she can kind of hide her awkwardness in the church. The entire video is pinned to the comment section. Here we go.
All my life, I like to say I was practically near born at the altar. So I gave my life to the Lord when I was a young child, like 12 years old. That was my first preaching sermon. And then, of course, I fell away, wasn't perfect or anything of that nature. And then I just made up my mind that I'm going to do it the right way. I've done it wrong so long. I want to do it right. That way, when I do get married, I have the blessings of the Lord upon the marriage.
I can tell already she's a pretty good orator. That was very well stated, sounded really good. However, the Lord is not going to send you a man. You have to do that yourself. You've got to get there before you can even think about getting married.
Fair enough. Here's the deal. I always say this. I ain't no relationship coach. I ain't no life coach. I ain't no therapist. I'm a professional journalist, right? But I'm also a woman. And I think, you know, I mean, you're older than me. I can't give you any advice. You've been on this earth longer than me. But I will say this. I think women shouldn't be comfortable being single for so long, because then you get so comfortable being single, it's hard for you to partner with someone.
Go Kendra. I think she's being very patient, showing a lot of respect for the woman's religion and Christianity, which I think is great. But she made an excellent point. When you're single for too long, it's very difficult to partner with someone.
And you're saying you never cohabitated with a person and you're almost 50 years old. Like, you know, that's going to be tough. I mean, you got God on your side, so nothing's impossible, right? But I do think we have to be like, I think about, okay, you're irreverent. I'm quite sure there's men that are part of your congregation, or there was no suitable God-fearing men in your environment in the last 13 years.
Well, as we know, any churches I have been pretty much a part of was not like, I would say, like a mega church. That's number one.
To kind of quote KRS-One, that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. How in the world are you going to get married and there's no vibrant singles ministry there? It's crazy.
So what ends up happening is, if there are men in the church, 9 times out of 10, they're already married. Or on the flip side of that, either people are not practicing what they preach, or, as we know, there's some down low brothers in the church as well.
Now, she gave us a fair amount to unpack here. In the secular dating relationship community, if you will, we have an old adage that nobody's perfect, and nobody is perfect. What often happens in these religious institutions is that people unwittingly, I'm sure, are looking for perfect people. And then when they are not perfect and their faith doesn't line up exactly, they genuinely believe that, as religious sorts believe in persecution, that they're being tested by Satan, but they're going to hold on and God will get it right for them. In terms of the homosexuals, it's easy to abstain and look holy when, you weren't interested to begin with. That allows them to hide. Well, not really hiding, because who in the church doesn't know, especially the flaming ones, who doesn't know they're gay?
For me, because of the lifestyle I came out of, I need a man's man, right? I need a real man. I don't want no flim flam. I want somebody that if something go down, you ain't running, but you're gonna protect me.
She looks big and strong enough to protect us both.
You know, and that was one thing I tried to open up. I had an open mindset. That's why I went out on the dating scene. I mean, I was on from Tinder to Plenty of Fish, right? And I would be on those platforms, and I did Christian Mingle, and the men was like, "You on the wrong platform," and I'm like, "Well, Christian Mingle ain't no better, you know."
I don't doubt Christian Mingle isn't any better, because people hear that church people are very promiscuous, so it would be nothing to play Christian and try and get yourself going. I could believe it's probably even worse because of the expectations that you're coming across godly people.
So I was trying to have an open mind about coming out of the box as far as getting on these dating platforms. And like I said, anytime you have 40 and 50-year-old men that they don't have no goals, something is wrong.
I'll tell you exactly what's wrong. 40 and 50-year-old men with something going for themselves don't want overweight women who are almost 50. If you're going to date, it's going to be the bottom of the barrel.
You know, or people was trying to say, I had one guy tell me, he was like, "Oh, you what we call high maintenance." And I'm like, "High maintenance? What are you talking about?" But what I realized was because I'm established and, you know, and I have things together, he considered that high maintenance. Or me practicing, you know, celibacy and abstinence. One guy told me I wasn't living in reality.
And one guy told you right. If you're not going to bust it open, what's the point?
So these are, you know, I can't talk about anyone else's experience. I can only talk about my experience. And this is what I was falling privy to.
I think she means falling prey to. Falling privy would be a good thing. I don't think this is what she wanted. Or
you have men that like string you along. They saying all the right things, but basically nothing's happening. I don't believe that I have to make a man to have one.
What's the age range you want to date?
I would say between, I'm gonna say 40 to 50.
Let me just stop right there. Thank you, God. Thank you, God, for saying this for me. I feel like the Spirit is giving me this. So you said you don't feel like you have to make a man to have one, but in a sense, you want a man between 40 to 50. He would have to make you, because there's a lot of things as a woman that you come with lack of experience because you never experienced it, right? So you were honest with us saying you haven't had sex in over, since you're with a man anyways, over 30 years.
I don't believe it's in this video, but she stated that she has a 13, as in 13-year-old son. So 13 years since she's had sex is certainly a long time, not 30. 30.
You never lived with the man, so you don't want to have to make a man. But what you have to understand is any man that in that age category, he might not feel like teaching you everything on how to be a woman to a man. So
and that is true. But here with me, with my faith, I believe whoever God gives me, because the truth of the matter is there's nobody that's perfect, right? Doesn't matter who it is, but I just believe whoever it is, whoever God gives me, they will have that patience.
Oh my God, she's almost 50. If God was going to do it, what is he waiting for? When will God strike?
Well, they will have that patience, because you think about it, even if let's just say if I didn't have sex in 10 years, when two people come together, you still have to learn what they like sexually or whatever. There's still a learning curve in that when you get together with somebody else.
Yeah, but it's a little different when you ain't had sex in 30 years. Like, you know, like, that's
fair.
Okay, now wait a minute. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe her son is 30, not 13.
Do you have any kids?
I have one child, she's an adult. She'll be 30 September 11th.
Okay.
Not only was I wrong, I was wrong. It's not even a boy. It's a woman now.
and then that guy has to listen.
Think about this, Kendra.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna just. I know the Lord is sensitive, right? So I don't even really like rebuttaling anything when people have strong beliefs when it comes to the Lord. So I respect that, and I say more power to you. What I just will say, the guy 40 to 50, you know, you gotta look at some life data too, right? You've been around men for 13 years and something's not aligning, right? Something's not aligning. So if it's important, that's why I asked you if you never find someone to align your life with, you said you would be okay with that if that was to never happen. Not saying it's not going to ever happen. Just asking curious, how would you feel if it never happened?
And okay, well, it's the same thing. Just think about it. If a man had a virgin, it would be the same thing.
No, ma'am. The 40-year-old virgin was about a man, and it was a comedy. A 50-year-old virgin is a horror movie.
But we're talking about 40 to 50. So a virgin, man, you think a man that's a virgin between the ages of 40 and 50?
Hey, anything's possible.
Let me ask you this, because you were open and honest and said you used to date women, would you date a guy that was once gay or bisexual?
As long as I knew that he was done with that lifestyle, I wouldn't have a problem with it.
And how could you even know that? No more than he would know if you were done with the lesbian lifestyle. And let's be honest, larger lesbians do a lot better than larger heterosexual women. So the temptation to return to lesbianism is strong for you.
Okay. Well, listen, I listen. You got the Lord. I don't play with the Lord. I don't even like your beliefs are your beliefs, girlfriend. I ain't trying to rebuttal nothing. But like you said, men in church are still men. And I think sometimes women, you know, you don't ever forget, he might be a man of God, but he's still a man too. And then you mentioned it too. Some of the men, not all, because I hate to say this, because it's not true for all. Right. But it is true for some. The men that are going to be patient with you from church might be gay.
Oh no, he's absolutely gay. You get a big girl because you know she's going to smash. You don't get her not to smash. Come on now.
And that's why he's able to be patient with you, because he's not naturally aroused by you, but he's not willing to admit that he's gay, and you might find out in marriage. Again, I ain't say that was every man in church, so hold your horses, okay? But that is a component. That is a component. There are some men in church that fall back on that, and that's just kind of what it is. So we don't talk about that enough too. So listen, I wish you the best. You're a reverend now, and you know, I'm not sure if she got disconnected.
Oh no, she did not get disconnected. I want you to watch her finger. Watch this. Even in the church, where you would expect people, women too, to be lovers of the truth and facts, even to a black female reverend, are still kryptonite.
I'm not sure if she got disconnected or if her phone hung up.
And we're going to leave it there because I've already shown she did not get disconnected. She disconnected. She hung up because the truth was too much. And I just love to see that even a female reverend, which, you know, is something that is even a sin in and of itself. But let's erase that part. Even she cannot accept the truth. That's going to do it. Until next time, that's it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so that you know when the next videos are posted.